Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and this is Train Fever episode number 10. And apologies for the slight delay in getting this episode to you. It's taken a little longer than I usually like to take between videos, but I've had some trouble with this game over the last week or so. I've said before, it's kind of harsh and unforgiving, particularly if you don't really understand how everything works, which is pretty much where I am, to be honest. And at the end of the last episode, I had a feeling that we were making some recovery, we're getting things back under control, and our losses were reducing. But as I played the game forward off camera for a few years, that really didn't turn out to be the case, and I was just getting more and more into debt, and it was proving almost impossible to claw my way out of it. So I actually played the game forward now 20 years, which is a bit longer than I would have hoped to, and lots of changes have happened in terms of what engines and vehicles and stuff is available, and we'll see that hopefully as we get into this episode, but certainly moving forward we will. But to attempt to stabilise my income, as you can see in the last few years, it has been reasonably good. I'm actually making money now, which is really nice, but to achieve that I've had to make a series of quite dramatic changes, mostly centred around this oil refinery here, which you remember from previous episodes was the bane of my life. It was proving very difficult to get it pumping out production and delivering goods to the towns, and almost every route was losing a lot of money. But as you can see, we've managed to ramp up production to 100 maximum, a limit of 100, and that's looking reasonably good. But that's about the only good thing in this story. What I had previously was a train going to Banbury, let's get over there to here, and a train going to Thatcham, and both were losing a lot of money on their quite circuitous routes to get there. But as you can see, things have changed. What I've actually done here is I've turned this into one route, one train going from the refinery to Banbury and then on to Thatcham. So it's carrying goods for both locations in an attempt to get one train that would actually make money. And so that's what I've done here, but it's not actually really worked. Over the years I've got faster and faster trains. They are more expensive to run, which is the train we've got here. That's this one here. It's a nice speed, 56 miles an hour, but it does cost well, it started off at over 500k a year to run, but it's now at 14 years old, running up to 603k a year, and it's just not making money. If we look at that, the train was losing nearly over 300k a year, and what I had actually done, in an attempt to keep production running out of my refinery here, I actually ran two trains on there. So I've put in this big loop as a passing place along here as well, but that didn't really work. I ended up with two trains losing over 300k a year. Look at that. I mean, there was a year when it lost nearly 700k, and that really is unsustainable. And what's really upsetting is that the train delivering the oil, which is this little beastie here, is doing reasonably well. The oil well is producing a fair amount. It's 51, maximum of 100 again. But again, that train isn't making any money. And I'm going to have to make a decision soon, really, as to whether I can sustain these losses and build these towns up, and perhaps add in another town to get more goods produced from this refinery. Or cut them out entirely and just decide to close down those cargo deliveries. The risk there, of course, and again, this is perhaps me not really understanding how the game works entirely, what all the inputs and outputs are of town growth. If I chop off the goods delivery to these towns, is that going to limit their population growth? So am I going to lose passengers out of that as well? That's the risk I'm facing there, which is why I've left these trains running for so long, and that's hopefully we'll make a decision sometime perhaps in this episode, perhaps in the next episode, as to quite what to do with that route. The passenger train that I put in last episode Banbury to Thatcham. It's doing reasonably well. It's not making a lot of money, as you can see there actually. That is quite poor, but it is carrying a fair number of passengers. It is my oldest train, I think, on the network. Let's zoom in on it, shall we? It's only travelling, I think, a 30 odd mile an hour maximum. So I could replace that, make it faster, which might encourage growth. But I think, is it Thatcham? Yeah, no, Thatcham is fine. Oh, it's another town, isn't it? The goods delivery there is okay. So perhaps what I want to do is increase goods delivery into here to pump that up, and perhaps get another passenger route into the network, into that particular part of the line. Unfortunately, the production here hasn't grown much. It's delivering to both Thatcham and Banbury by vehicle, by road. But although that's making a little bit of money, I think. Can I tell from here? No, I can't tell from there. Where's one of these vehicles? That's the lumber delivery. Are you a lumber delivery? You're a lumber delivery. You notice we've got these sexy new vehicles. The one thing that's happened in the last 20 years is that speed has increased. We've now got these vehicles which can travel up to 30 miles an hour, 31. These trains, there is a train actually which goes I think over 60 miles an hour, but that one is really expensive. I did have that on the route before, on the goods route, Banbury to Thatcham, but it's just costing me way too much money. So there we are. What's keeping me going, and where all this money is coming from, are these passenger trains down in the old towns of Teignmouth and Fakenham and Gisborough. I mean, that's a nice profit, isn't it? That's the Teignmouth to Fakenham train. Should we go over there and you'll see why. Look at that. Passengers waiting. Oh, I've just clicked on a person. 97 people waiting to go from Fakenham to Teignmouth. That is right, isn't it? Yeah, that's Fakenham. So that's making a lot of money, as indeed is the Gisborough train, which is really nice. How much is that making? That's making almost as much. That's a slightly lower passenger number route. So that's keeping me in the money. So what I want to do, perhaps in this episode, is I think we'll add another train between Teignmouth and Fakenham. There aren't quite as many people going from Teignmouth, but we do actually still have this old bus route, which is actually still, I think, profitable. Yeah, that's a nice profit, 100k or more in good years on the road. So I'm I'm wary of cutting that out. But the town that we could help boost here is Fakenham. They say cargo supply limit, it needs 49 or would want 49. I'm only delivering 32 because I'm only delivering from this steel mill, I suppose you'd call it here. Delivering from there, it's not producing a great deal. There's still more money to be made out of that. It's just in an awkward position, really. So I'd ideally like another industry to deliver into Fakenham, but that involves costly routes. Well, we could go around this way, Thatcham to Fakenham, tidy that up. But I think what I'll do in this episode, there's two things I'm aiming to do. One is to boost the production in this sawmill here by actually putting in a route between Thatcham and Hendon, and that should build up this part, and then we can, once we got that Hendon working, we can extend the passenger line there. We should really boost our numbers from that. I've already placed a little bridge in there, just sort of a place marker really, so I know which route to take, a nice long flat sort of riverside route for the goods there. And we'll double up this train line, so that's what we'll do. I think the first thing though is, shall I replace, you see, let's just get rid of all these. Let's concentrate on what we're doing. So this is the Thatcham to Banbury route. It's reasonably full, but it's not making a great deal of money. So the thing is, if I put a more expensive train on there, will that work? Will that give me more money? Let's try that, shall we? If I move this on, let's move that forward a lot. I've also paid down the loan. I can't remember how much it was at the end of the last episode, but I'm now down to 3.5 million, which is okay. I had actually got it up to 5 million plus in these last 25 years. Okay, what we'll do, I think, we will place, where are we? That's you. We'll place an auto replace on this line, which I've done already actually, but it costs 941k to replace the vehicle. How old is that? Well, that's well past its sell by date. We just need the money in the bank when it reaches the next station. So that's what we will do. We'll just keep an eye on it here as we move through. Actually, what we'll do, we'll actually keep an eye. I'll show you the faster train we've got now on the Banbury and Thatcham goods route, if I can find it. There he is. Is he going out or in? There he is. So he's delivered goods already to Banbury, so he takes this route into Thatcham and then comes out and takes this old route, which was the original Thatcham route, on the way back to the refinery. So this is a nice looking train. Come, let's move along. Look at that, nice turn of speed. 46. He should hit 50 at somewhere along the line here. I'm just keeping an eye here on the finances. I'll throw in a huge great loan. I'll borrow some money up to the million that we'll need to replace that train. And hopefully that will encourage passengers to take that route. So I need to be quick on the pause here, I think. Not get too distracted. This was a really cool little route actually, with two trains on it. There's enough distance between them that there was no clash, not much waiting at lights and signals and stuff. So he's only carrying 7 goods into Thatcham, and the problem I might have, so I'm pausing there unnecessarily, is that because it's only one train, because it takes slightly longer now to get back to the refinery, it's not pulling enough goods there, which the 2 train did have. Oh look, I've got money going in. How close are we to the station here? Right, we're moving in, and we should see this one switch over. There we go, that's nice. So let me just make sure I've got money. Well, the question is how much money will I... Depends if it gets in there before the turn of the month. Let's move that on. There we go. So he's delivering 22 passengers, and we lose some depending on how long it takes them from leaving home to getting to their destination. So I think we said before there's a sort of 20-minute window in time. And if they don't arrive within that, you'll lose them. They'll just disappear off the train or the bus or whatever vehicle is carrying them. Are we going to change over? There we go. Excellent. Right. So we've still got money. And we're in January. So we only made 300k last year because I spent that much money on the new train. That would have been a nice profitable year again. Okay, so hopefully we'll leave Thatcham Banbury route to take care of itself, and let's get back down to Fakenham and Teignmouth. Now this is the Gisborough train that's going up there, so we're not going to clash with that. So what we want, I think, should we have them going in on the same? No, we'll leave them as separate platforms, otherwise I'm going to get lost and confused. Okay, so we want to add some passing track to that. Let's keep this moving on, so hopefully earning some money. I'm assuming that I can put in switches. Ooh, ow, ow, where's that going? That's going to cross over. Do I want to double track that all the way? That's only 31. Actually, let's get that up to there, shall we? We won't double track it all the way. We'll just do a good section just to see how it goes. And then we can cross over there. Now that we've got trains capable of travelling above 50, above 60 in fact, I think it's the fastest train at the moment. We don't want to lose too much speed on these tracks, so let's join the other end. Can I do that? Oh, too close. Well, I've run out of money already. No, that's silly. You came too close to that, didn't you, Adrian? It's losing a lot of speed. He's probably got speed already. I'm going to have to take out more money. Let's go to 4.5 million. That's 1.5 million I've taken out in the space of a few minutes. This is getting silly. Right. Delete that bit there. And so I want to add in 39. That's ridiculously slow. It's going around a bend, isn't it? So it's going to have to slow. Oh well, we'll have to cope with that. Okay, so that's one end. That's a nice double track there, and we'll do a double track here. I think. Which way should we go? We'll go on this side. Oh, it's getting expensive now. Well, I've got 112 million in the bank again. See, some of these passenger routes are very lucrative, which is nice. Okay, we'll just take that. Again, have I started too close? Am I going to get... Yes, I am. Oh, botheration. Right, can I delete that bit of road? I can. We'll put it back. Honest I will, if I remember. The other thing actually I did, when I added the Banbury-Thatcham train route, it did actually start. Why is that terrain collision? Looks silly. Okay, so that looks fine from there. Can I? There you go. I see it works fine. Sometimes you just have to coax it a little bit. Yes, when I put in the joint route, oh, you see, it's quite a steep escarpment there, isn't it? Embankment, whatever you call it. It's not going to like doing that. So let's do a little reverse cheat if we can do that. That looks okay. And will you two join up? Yes, you will. Splendid job. Okay, so we have the passing places there. We might as well double track all the way into the station. Can we do that? Let's see. So that gets me out there. And along here. Oh, this is a tricky bit. Will it go over? Oh, it does. That's excellent. Could actually do with replacing that bridge, can't we? It's an old rickety wooden bridge. Actually, what we might do... it doesn't. It extends the wooden bridge. I was hoping it might give me the choice to put in a sort of stonework side, but it's not going to. What should we do there? Cancel that for a second. Do I want to replace that bridge? might as well. Well, that's an awful lot of track, isn't it, to get rid of. So just put in a little bit of a switch there. Okay, so when I delete it, it doesn't take too much. That's okay. Actually, can I then? Oh, notice we've now got high-speed tracks. Not quite, just doesn't tell you what the speed is on those. It's probably fast. That's as much as we know. Oh, what sort of bridges? Oh, we've lost a stone bridge. Oh no, it's only 1928. We've lost stone bridges already. Oh, that's annoying. I don't really like them. Well, I'm not so happy with those. Oh well. There we are. Don't have much choice really, I suppose. Right. Let's get that on there. That one to there. Actually, we could double track it all the way in, couldn't we? I've got enough money. Don't need that switch that I so carefully put in there. Let's get rid of that. Actually, I wonder what my trains are doing on this route. I'll stop that for a moment. We'll check them out in a second. Collision? Colliding with what? Oh, that's not on. Oh no. Big M. Well, that's somewhat annoying, isn't it? If I delete that bit, what happens if I... Okay, that goes in there, okay. And will this... Oops. Make sure it's all joined up. Will that go in there? You know, I think that... Oh yeah, you see the problem is they've come unstuck. They're nicely joined tracks here, but here they take a slightly different angle. So they're not... I don't want to delete all that. If I delete that bit... and that bit, actually, that might do it. So if I can get them joined up, does that work? That does work. Excellent. Right, so what have we got at this end? What we're going to need is a switch. So we've got a line coming out and a line going in. Switching under the bridge, that's kind of cool, isn't it? And we want one going the other way. Oh, it's slightly slower going that way, fair enough. Well, I suppose it is decelerating into the station, so that kind of makes sense. Okay, so that's the route we've got for that train. Which one is it? That's the Taymouth-Fakenham line. I would like it to, if we're going to have two trains on there, go in one way and come out the other. So let's get myself back down here. So we might need some signals, or we will need some signals. So, and I quite like one-way signals, just to force it. You don't need them. The game seems to work itself out okay if you use multi-directional. Oh, I've got electric signals now. Yes, this whole line's being upgraded. Let's put the electrics in, and we like to drive on the left in this country. I see, look at that, it's worked out already that, well, that's not being a one-way signal, so for some reason knows what I'm after. It's kind of cute. If we put one in that side as well, that's good. Right, so if it comes up here, it will wait at this light until any trains coming back from Fakenham have passed. Yeah, we may need to tinker with that as we go on. I'm not going to worry about that too much for the moment. Well, there's our next bit of double track. So what we want is a light on this side. There we go. And it's not, for some reason, rerouting. So we're going to need to take it into the station, I think. And at these points... Oh, can I do this now? Oh, heck. Right, what's that done? That's not quite what I wanted. If I make that a one-way signal, highlight it, there we oh, missed it, there we go. That's still not doing it. Why is that? Is that too far? Oh, I think it might be too far from the junction actually. Where can we put our next signal in? Actually, probably. Oh. Yeah. I'm not. Oh, that's pointing in the wrong direction. Signals aren't my strong. I don't. Oh, I nearly deleted the track then. That could have been costly and embarrassing. Oh, embarrassing particularly. Okay, so we want it to travel out on this side. So I think this bridge in the way actually, although it might look cool when we get the trains running, is a bit of a pain when it comes to placing stuff. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, now can I make that one way as well? Right, now, because... Oh. No, that's entirely wrong. Okay, if we get rid of the lights. Right. What I want to do. Right, if I think. So we want a signal on this left-hand lane as we're looking at it. Actually, if we put it here, that's it. Excellent. You'd almost think I knew what I was doing. And we'll have one in the other direction as well. Okay, right. So that's... They're still using the same platform there, which is fine. So he's coming in on that line and then going out, driving on the left into lovely old Tamworth. Okay, now we haven't got a depot at the Fakenham end, have we? We don't really want one. We've got one here at Tamworth. So we just need to wait for this train to get to the other side, so we'll have them starting at either station, which should give them a nice little gap. Right, just pause this for a second so I've got time to buy my train. Oh, we've also got electrics now, as you can see here. And they go a fairly good whack. Now compare, that's a 62 mile an hour electric train, 600k a year, which costs 960. This is a steam train, 62, costs a bit more at 1.10 million, and costs 90k more a year. Steam obviously is quite expensive, but electric means upgrading the tracks. And well, I'm not going to do that just yet actually. We will do that at some point soon. So this is the train I like to use. It's a good deal cheaper in both running costs and capital costs, and it's only a few miles an hour slower than the A35. So we'll use that one. And we were using, I think, yeah, that carriage. Can we use this one actually? That goes faster, it's a bit more expensive, but it carries 3 more passengers. We'll stick with this one actually. Yeah, I'll stick with this one, so they're consistent. And that was 3. Oh no, was it 4? It was 4. There we are. I'm not sure it'll be entirely full capacity. If I just keep an eye on that train, it might, as I said, to make sure the train is kept fully occupied, we might have to get rid of the buses there, but they're still making money, so I'd like to leave them. There he goes. We'll see me crossing the river on that rather ugly modern iron bridge. Nothing like the iron bridge in Ironbridge, of course, if you've seen it, up in the Midlands near Telford, the birthplace of British industry. It's quite a fascinating place actually, and the iron bridge itself is a quite fascinating structure, and there's a museum nearby full of Victorian industry and the like, and it really is worth a visit if you're in that part of the world or in this country. So okay, let's get that one going. So how many passengers do we have here? 69. So he's going to be full on the way back. That's good. And our new train. Oh, look at that. That's a nice stack of customers, isn't it? Of course, a number of those will be for the Gisborne train. But how many? 51. Oh, we should be making money here, I think. Can I pay down some of that loan now as well? Ah, no, because I've just turned over a month and all my running costs have come in. Right. It's so up and down. 1 minute you've got a million in the bank, and the next you're scraping together pennies. Right. I think we're coming close to the end of this episode, so what I'll do before we leave entirely, what I want to do is set up the groundwork for this new passenger route, sorry, this new goods route here, which should hopefully keep production here running and make us money as well, and bring our next town into the equation. So it's not far, but I played with this a little while ago and the roads aren't exactly cheap. Oh, and that's something else. So much has changed since you last joined me. We've got new roads now. They're all tarmacked. None of these sort of dirt tracks, which I dare say means they're going to be more expensive. And you can have bus lanes or not. Bus lanes, as I understand it, obviously keep bus traffic separate from individual car traffic, but they're also used by cargo vehicles, which could be handy, but I'm not going to do that just yet. 37. Oh, we should get. How much is the expensive one? Look at that. Why does the game do that? It's always doing that. Always wants to go on a curve. So if you see, okay, I've got it. That's 117. It's a bit more I've got because I've just paid back to them alone. What is it if it's only 84 if it's that? That's we're going to have faster vehicles soon, aren't we? I'm sure. So let's bring it up to 50. We'll do that. Let's get some money back. Okay, another couple of hundred. So let's bring that in, and then we can join that to there. Oh, that's a nice cheap, nice piece of straight road as well. It's nice and cheap. Okay, and I suppose we might as well upgrade this so it's all the same speed. A good old-fashioned stone bridge over the river. That's nice. That's attractive, isn't it? Right. What we'll want is a good station. Here in Hendon. I think they've changed look as well. I'm not sure if they have. Cargo. It's like land use. Right, so along here somewhere. I'm going to want. I think I'll put it in here, but I'm going to join those bits of road there. So that's what I'll do now. I think we'll bring this video to a close here. Hopefully. Oh, we're about to turn over a year. What's happened here? Have we made money? Oh, no, we didn't. Our red number, 1.24 million in the red. That's not quite so good, but most of that, of course, was new vehicles. I spent more on new vehicles, but my income is down a little bit actually. from the previous year, but I think I'm still on a very good track. Excellent. You see 700k construction fees. I think we should hopefully be back in the money, and next episode we'll have a new cargo route here out to Hendon, and I will try and make a decision on this profitability or otherwise of this route here. Oh my goodness, it actually made money very briefly. That won't last long, I'm sure. Yeah, you see, it's almost but not quite. I don't know. We might have to extend that out to Hendon as well at some point in the future. Anyway, that's for a future episode. Thank you so much for joining me today on just a quick skip through really of some of the changes I've made off camera, introducing a new train line here as well. Well, doubling up and introducing a new train on a very profitable route, which is always nice to see. Look at that. Oh, that one lost, so I'm not going to show that one. So that one was, it's only just come into service, that train, so that's fine, isn't it? So from me, Ajaxpost, thank you for joining me here today. If you've enjoyed this little episode, do please leave a like. If you've got any suggestions, comments, criticisms, any suggestions for how I can stop losing money so remarkably adroitly, that'd be much appreciated in the comment section, of course. And if you've not done so already, it'd be great to have you along for the ride by subscribing to my little channel here. Anyway, from me, Ajaxpost, for now, bye bye.